Ekema, there was a lot of talk. And recently we realized that the ghost town could not really hold, especially in Buea. But in the recent days, it's like things have started turning back to normal for the ghost town. So the mayor is coming out now. Do you foresee another Mayor Ekema coming into play?
I don't want to look at pundits on the social media. I don't want to bring a comparative test here. I don't want to do a comparative analysis because I think that leaders have their own vision. Leaders have their own ideologies. Late Mayor Ekema had his own ideology. He has his own ideology. But you know that, Mr. Moderator, people work as time changes. If you want to look at the time of late Mayor Ekema and the time of this gentleman now, they are two different dynamics. Because Mayor Ekema was working during a dynamic where the Anglophone crisis was very hot, was very, very hot. And we saw the violence when people, even Mayor Ekema started working, even when people were marching peacefully, he was advocating. We know of a situation that happened when they had to break the house of the late mayor, and the people were marching peacefully. It became the military came out. They started shooting, and people were running, and that period was more violent. And looking at this time around, I think that there are two different persons, two different personalities, two different ideologies, but I think that he wants to borrow a bit from late Mayor Ekema. And borrowing from late Ekema, you see that the perspective are changing. And because now the temperature is not like before, people can, in the town of Buea, people can move up. There are some stores that at least in the neighborhood, people can go out and buy their stuff. But during the days of late Mayor Ekema, the crisis was really hot. Okay. So the temperature was hot. And now you see that most people are getting tired too. Most people are getting tired staying at home, and they need to feed their families, and they think that life must go on. And before the coming of the mayor out, some shops in Buea, if you observe, they were always open. On Mondays, very few shops were open, but many people are still scared. Many people are still afraid because the fear factor is one of the factors that people are afraid to lose their shops. And we know of cases where shops were burned at checkpoint, and these people still feel that the fear factor is still there with the business people. And looking at COVID-19, that has come in also, and there's a lot of stressors on the business people too. There's a lot of stressors on their depression because COVID-19 has also damaged their businesses the way it was before. And the mayor also want to revamp his municipality. And looking at the nature of Buea now, I want to say that, Mr. Lord Mayor, you're doing your work as a Lord Mayor. But the issue here is that the mayor has to work with the psychic of the people. It's very important. Dialogue with the business people. Okay. I think that first of all, the mayor should call these business people on a meeting, and you dialogue with the people. You understand. Because when you talk with people, Mr. Moderator, you understand their mind. And you understand their feelings. It's easy for you. You cannot just go out on a day without informing your business people that you see their shops. So what I was thinking with the Lord Mayor is that I think at times psychologists like us can work with you, Mr. Lord Mayor, to give you certain issues, how to work in the mind of people, because it's complex. Looking at the mind of people is very complex. We can always give you help, Mr. Mayor. Us analyzing, we are not here to stop your work, but we are here to inform you so that we want the best in Cameroon. We want better governance and nation building. So what I'm saying is that we would have called for a meeting with these local business people in Buea municipality to understand why they are not opening their shops. We already know that it's an issue of ghost town, but you will get to know more from them.
At least to brainwash them.
You get not brainwashing them, because we want sustainable peace. And you, as a leader, you cannot use, at times you use the hard means, it doesn't work. You use soft reprimands. Okay. But I've seen in many situations that draconian measures hardly solve problems, because just the sound of a strip of a gun can keep the people running back to closing their shops. So we want an issue whereby the Lord Mayor comes first, call a meeting with these people, with the security. The security people should be present, call a meeting with the business people, talk with them, dialogue with them. Let them air their mind why they are not opening their shops. And then you give them conditions. And if they are not respecting your conditions before you see their shops, But going out to do what your predecessor was doing without informing these people. When the shops of these people are burned, where do they take money? COVID-19 is there. The life is not moving. Things are difficult. The Anglophone crisis. You don't even know. Some of these business people have loaned money from banks, and they are afraid. And you need to understand their pain. And recently, Mr. Moderator, do you know that a taxi driver was brutalized here in Buea as we are talking? Because
last week
a taxi driver was brutalized by a policeman. And thank God, I see the G of Buea. I see like a learned person. The way he talked, I was a bit impressed. And I think that we need justice in this country in all spelled. The common people are suffering. Look at the rate of taxi drivers on the road today. They are few. Because first of all, when you even brutalize the minds of the taxi drivers, how do you allow them for? Because they brave on the ghost town day to drive. And when there are many, I've observed that there are many checkpoints in Buea. Just recently on Sunday, I was almost harassed by a guy dressed in a CV. I was passing by. The guy harassed me. He saw me, thought I had money, was asking for money. That is a military man. I said, what? I said, show me your card. He said, no, you will not show. I said, show me your card, sir. This is my identity card. I'm called this. This is my identity card. Show me your card. You want me to give you money? What for? I said, no, I'll not give. I didn't give. So everybody, you don't even know who is who in the town now. People are there. Some people are painting the military too black because there are people here who are not military. Their thieves have entered the crisis too. And we have to be very prudent as we are talking. The mayor of Buea, you are a mayor that was elected by the people. So that's why I want to say we are talking of decentralization, and power has been given to Mayor Mafani Namange, like other mayors in Cameroon. So you are working for the people, because when we talk of democracy, it's not all about you, the leaders, to put force measures. What we are saying is that in the democracy and in the decentralization, and in the representative decentralization, you must hear the cry of the people. Business people pass through a lot. Business entrepreneurship is a difficult thing. You don't know the risks. When they say you are a sole proprietor in economics, you don't know the risks. See, I'm talking because the to-be mayor someday, Njomo Cyril, understand, he's an entrepreneur. His place, I don't know whether he opened it today or he was sealed too. So what I'm saying is that business people pass through a lot of risks, especially sole proprietors. You don't know where they have loaned money to start their shops. Okay. And I think that what we can always solve problems through dialogue. It's not when the council police and the military will go and seal shops that will make people to want to open their shops. Okay. So what we are saying that dialogue with your people, dialogue with your business people, know their cry, know their plight. When you understand their plight, you look for strategies. Because strategies should not come only from you, the mayor. Strategies should come from the people who elected you as the mayor. Thank you, NJ.
Okay. Dear viewers, you use the number on the screen to participate. When we begin, in total, we shall be talking on CONAC and the high rate of corruption in Cameroon. But we want something that is so urgent to discuss, the outing of Mayor Namange Mafani of Buea, who went out to make sure that ghost town shouldn't be a reality again in the city of Buea. And so I want to come to you, Mr. Njomo Cyril. Some people feel that the outing wasn't necessary, given that ghost town in Buea isn't as it was. You have taxis moving, individuals moving, some shops are open except a few. This one may bring more tension. What's your take about it?
Mr. Mambo, my take is this, that the outing was necessary.
Okay.
That's the first thing to say. Secondly, it was not limited just to the outing. It happened that in the course of my activity, I had to go to Bongo Square today. I discovered that there was a mass arrest at the level of Long Street. From Long Street, Street 7, Street 2, down to Sopo. Men, all young people who are keeping dreadlocks, they were packed to the 21st Battalion. They were spread there, 25,000 to release one of them. So I don't know what happened in Buea today, but it seemed there was a security meeting that held and all the action that took place after was just a replicate or the resolution that was taken.
They want to put order in the town.
Surely.
Okay.
I was questioning myself, but what is happening? A lot of trucks were parked at that level. Then, and I started thinking that I was from Moliko and they have street shop everywhere. And I moved to Bongo Square. No, life was good there. Shop were open. Sure. I thought it was even a Saturday. So, you are asking me, was it a good move? Personally, I'm a businessman. I support the crisis, and I'm not afraid to say it. I support the
outing of
the Pacific. No, first of all, because there is a problem on the ground.
Yeah.
Taking after doctor that there is supposed to be a consultation meeting for way forward.
Okay.
The mayor of the municipality cannot singly take decision on his own or take instruction from above. I still have some little reservation, but my instinct tells me that all what transpired in the municipality today could be a resulting effect of a meeting that held. Because at the same time that the municipal police were in Moliko closing shops, young men were arrested I'm telling in trucks. This one is not something that I heard from somebody. I saw it.
I think that is a message to young people who sap their trousers below their buttocks.
Anyway.
Yes.
In a security town like Buea, you are just exposing yourself. At any point in time, you are a suspect. I mean, if you are in a neighborhood and there is even a local bomb, they'll pick all of you. Sometimes when you are living a security environment, you need to understand Buea and most part of Northwest and Southwest are still under security. And for that reason, young men need to be very careful, and young girls also, because it goes in pairs.
Not that way, dress the way you should be addressed.
Good. Borrowing from you, dress the way at a moment like this, dress the way you want to be addressed. So, back to the necessity of it, even though I support the crisis, but I think the businessmen have paid quite a lot. And if I was lying, see the number of people that have been sent back home, the employment rate has increased. So, businessmen, private enterprises have paid a lot and they are still paying. So, reducing one of their days is quite a lot. But we have been able to pay that price over the years. We are still paying. And so, if there is a way forward, it should not be a decision from the mayor, because he was not the one who asked us to close it from day one.
Okay.
He should consult us. You started the program by asking whether he's taking after Ekema. Of course, he has not changed the methodology. Yeah. If he came and called a town meeting, come here in Moliko and say,
different strategy.
Good. Then we'll say that, okay, he's coming with his own tax. But what has changed?
The modus operandi is still the same.
People even think that is Ekema spirit that is out and is still functioning. No. That is why we are saying that young people should take power, so that they can see dynamism, they can see change. This thing is not imagination, and that is why I'm afraid that it could be an instruction that was given to him, and that is where my problem is. Then where is the special status that we are supposed to take advantage of? What he's doing is a good thing, that people should open their business and let the municipality flourish. I see a lot of people coming back to Buea. Mambo, I'm seeing them. They are coming like this. They like peace. They like joy. But they need to be involved in the management of the city. If not, resistance will still be. And it's happening simultaneously with the toxic communication that comes from the diaspora. From separatist leaders, self-proclaimed leaders on social medias. With their echo. And with another pressure coming from the government, people are bound to resist. And it will seemingly look as if they are respecting the rules from the diaspora, which is not always the case. But take even your children at home. If you don't communicate with them, they might be obeying sometime just because of fear factor that a doctor always puts on the platform. So, Mambo, it was a good move, but the strategy again Zero.
Mr. Williams, may I add
Yeah.
something?
Yes, please.
Like I was by the idea of the MRC militant, Njomo Cyril. I want to say that if you look at the Anglophone crisis, the issue of ghost town is just a remote cause. You know what's a remote cause? Historians will say there are remote causes and there are root causes. There are immediate causes. So the issues of ghost town started immediately in 2017 when Barrister Agwabala and Dr. Fontaine were taken to Yaoundé. Yeah. And that's when ghost town started. And the ghost town even was not the major cause, was not the root cause of the Anglophone crisis. And these are remote causes. We can see, do you know that, Mr. Moderator, we can solve the issue of ghost town today, the Anglophone crisis still continues. People can come, life is booming, businesses are booming, but the Anglophone crisis still continues. I don't know, we need to reason deeply when we are talking. Our administrators, our politicians have to be honest. We have to be very honest when we are performing state duties. We have to love this country with patriotism if we are leaders. We have to be patriotic if we have leaders in this country. The issue of patriotism is not there. Because I've seen that many people are egoistic. They are thinking about their own self. People are not being selfless. People need to be what we call altruism. People need to be selfless in this country to do things honestly. And if you look, we can fight ghost town, but the Anglophone crisis have not been solved. And the Anglophone crisis will not be solved through remote causes. The Anglophone crisis, the problem will be solved through root causes, where we know the root causes of marginalization and knowing that the Anglophones were a people on their own who joined a union with the French people, with the Francophones, sorry, let me not call it like that. I'll be stigmatizing. And if you look at French Cameroon, it got its independence in 1960. English Cameroon, Southern Cameroon got it in 1961. And through a referendum, and we know what, we had a federation in this country. And why can't we think of a sit together on a dialogue table and solve the root causes? And I think that the measured national dialogue was not inclusive. We cannot sit and say that we're fighting ghost town. We can fight ghost town to the next century. Keep fighting ghost town. If we don't look at the root causes, the raison d'etre of fighting ghost town is not solving the Anglophone crisis. We can fight ghost town, but people are still refugees. Houses have been set ablaze, and people are still moving up and down. They don't even know how they don't have food to eat. And COVID-19 is still coming, and it's very dreadful. We want to see the municipality of Buea fighting against COVID-19, bringing out measures too that have not been done critically. I've been in the University of Buea. I've seen what the Vice Chancellor have done. Seriously, he has worked he has worked hard to see that COVID-19 kits are bought in the University of Buea. We see water everywhere. We see soap, and we see people coming from out of Buea out of the university community to come and fetch water in the university campus, and you see them using the COVID-19 kits, and they are being tested. We want to see the Council of Buea also doing that. The university, I praise the Vice Chancellor of the University of Buea for doing that, and we see that the issue of closure of shops are just remote causes. They are not root causes. You might want to close that. If you want to close shops, talk with the people, talk with the business people, talk with them to get their own plight, because they are afraid. Most of them have loaned money to have small petty businesses. We know of cases whereby young boys used to have their petty businesses at the street, and it was brutalized. Young boys struggling, and some even entered into what we are calling cyber criminality today, which some of our administrators have to be, they need to be educated on that. I know of the late 2017, young boys had their small businesses on the street. They came and removed them there. Why? So what we are saying here is that we need a system whereby we want to live in a system of what they call collegiality. You can only solve problems in collegiality when you talk with the people. Talk with the people. You are mayor, you have been elected by the people, you have not been elected by the government.
I want to ask you this question. Don't you think that
what he's doing is correct?
Yes.
What I'm not refusing what the Lord Mayor is doing. It is his duty as the Lord Mayor of the municipality to see that things are moving well. But I'm saying that we have to be honest. Yes. You are a Lord Mayor, and you are a Lord Mayor. Know that you are a Lord Mayor of the people. You're not a Lord Mayor of the CPDM too.
Okay.
You're a Lord Mayor of the people of the Buea municipality. And if you want to work with the people, talk with the people first of all. As a civilian, as I move on daily basis, I see what these common people are going through. It's just a fear factor. Look at a peasant woman who have a small shop at the roadside, comes and open the shop. The next day, the shop is not there; it's burned. And then how you cater for your family? Because we are living in a system whereby the middle class have to understand that they are not in the same social status with the common people. The common people are who have their petty businesses, and the other people who can see them like big business people, tycoons. Many a times also they are sole proprietor who borrow money a lot to invest on their business.
Okay,
so I want to say that what the Lord Mayor is doing to an extent is correct, but dialogue with your business people.
Okay.
And also know that those are remote causes. Why the government is struggling to solve the Anglophone crisis, we should be honest.
Yes, let's summarize on this. I'll start with you before we come. What you have to end up with, then you answer this question. Don't you think such outings may provoke more riots, given that in the days of Ekema, we even found situations where people fought with him and, should I call it, beat him up?
I want to say that when I observe, I've not personally talked with this Lord Mayor, but Ekema, late Mayor Ekema I used to know him a bit. Yeah. But this present Mayor, I've not talked with him. But what I've observed is that he might be a gentleman.
Okay.
But he's working on that. But as a Lord Mayor, he should know that we are talking of special status, like what Mr. Njomo Cyril said there. We are talking of special status. And with special status, powers have been given to the Lord Mayor. And the governor is even a supervisory body. It's a supervisory body, meaning that you should talk with your people. And it also depends on the manner, because psychologically it depends on the manner you seal. When you seal, you use harsh words, you brutalize people. That's when people riot.
So
but I think that
on him,
but I see that he is doing it gently.
Okay.
And what I only have, he's doing it gently. When I was passing, I saw the calm gentleman, the calm mayor standing in a very calm way. I understand the mayor also is he feels for the people, and he being a barrister at law, he understands the law, and he feels for the people too. But the thing is that at a moment like this, like Mr. Njomo was saying, there's hierarchy too, talking that you have to do your job. Lastly we talked on the 100 days of the mayor, and we saw the impact. We are seeing the impact. Yes. So what we want to say is that mayor dialogue with their business people and see the way forward.
And I believe he's watching, and some of you are here to be part of his advisors. I'll come to you, Mr. Njomo Cyril. In the days of Ekema, we saw to it that he was always out alone, and if we can analyze, it was like some administrative officials were not with him. But if we look at Namanga, he went out with the administration. How do you look at it too? Is it like he works more with the administration? Maybe the administration, the heat is on him. That's why he's doing such an outing.
When you say administration, who do you put on
the deal? The deal was there, because we understand before he went out, there have been some discussions with the deal, even when they had to go and bring down a structure around the campaign streets. You know, the administration was present.
Good. We are talking about two different era, like historians will say. In the time of late Mayor Ekema Patrick Esunge, it was the Dion Kwam Paul.
Yeah, Kwam Paul.
Who was almost at the tail end of his career as a seasoned administrator.
Who was very silent.
Yes. And you are talking the time now of Mayor Mafani Namange Esquire, whose term of office corresponds with that of Mr. Abba Abdurrahman, who is also very proactive and dynamic young leader.
Yeah.
So we are talking about two distinguished periods with two sets of leaders.
I love the analysis.
So the collegiality between the administrator that we are seeing now, our most desired wish is that it should yield peaceful fruits in the municipality. Now, and I don't doubt the possibility of obtaining that in the nearest future. Just that my cap as a political opponent to the ruling system in place gives me some reservation not to credit them, because second outing, second mistake. The first outing was when the mountain had an overflow, or should I say that the water overflowed its bounds, and there was erosion with color water, and people attributed it to witchcraft. But we saw the effects of it. The effects of it was that houses were shattered, and water roads were dug even amidst the roads. And immediately the government, the Southwest Chief Executive Officer, Governor Okala Bilai, instructed in 15 days time period the municipal landlords, Mayor Mafani Namange, to demolish all houses that are built on waterways, and that he hired his brigadier, his heavy arms and heavy trucks, and clear off poor people buildings that were constructed under the watch eye of
the same
councils. And so when we went on air, we declared the situation, because the pool, the water blockage, should I say the wall that is actually blocking water to move down the hill, found its junction around the DCE boat, the new DCE boat. When you see the DCE boat construction, the petroleum station that is there, and the police station that is also there, that junction like that is a junction that needs a heavy dig, a heavy gutter. That water will come and sink there before gradually now, and they have to create waterways. No, I'm just an analyst. Experts are in the university, they can go and consult there. I'm not calling for any consultation, but I think that is where step one of the work was supposed to be done, not to go and demolish people's houses. Because you know what, Mwambo, I will tell you, at that level that water have not gained momentum, it can still create what we call pathways. Okay, but when it start coming down the hills, where it said so many people have died in that junction, where I'm telling you, and nothing has been done. Have you seen anything? We remember in the days, you are asking us to compare the two era. We remember in the day of Ekema, he got so worried that he had to put speed brakes somewhere around Beaka Junction. But the administrator ordered him that because of the presence of the military in town, that speed brake is going to delay their movement, so they had to remove it. We want to see again innovation from the new landlord. We want to see his own, what he came in his bag with. We are talking of two outings and two mistakes, so their collegiality, they need to sit back again and add more spices.
Except there's anything, if not, then dear viewers, we shall still be coming on that, especially as it concerns Buea, because it is like an epic area as far as this crisis is concerned. So we shall be getting to administration, we shall be looking at CONAC and